Good morning, everyone. Here we are at day 28. I made it. I was consistent on every day other than the rest days. And, for me, developing consistency in anything I choose to do is something I've been consciously working on. I have this tendency to get interested in something, play with it for a little while, and then drop it before I really finish it. And so to pick these challenges, to do them, to complete them, for me, this is just training my brain that I'm someone who finishes things, that I can commit to something, follow through to the end, and every little bit of evidence I can find, I just want to acknowledge that. So, and that helps my brain look for those things and teach it that this is what happened. So 28 days, yay! If you had decided to do the challenge in January and didn't commit all the way through, what I don't want that to be is a reason to blame yourself for failure. If I looked at everything that I didn't do perfectly as a failure, I would be nothing right now. I would be, just throw me in a pile in the corner and just let me pull the covers up over my head, because I wouldn't want to try anything. I wouldn't want to do anything. So often, one of the Facebook groups I'm in is this, it's called Shrink Sessions, and it's these kind of dancey workouts with mantras, and it's confusing. It's you're doing, pas de bourrées across the floor, you're jumping out and jumping in, and, there's a lot of coordination that comes into this. I just did one 5 minutes ago and my feet did not want to work out right, and someone had commented in the group about how they felt so uncoordinated and couldn't do it. And I just thought, of course you can't do it on the first try. You're learning the steps. Your brain actually has to get your motor skills going so your feet can do the crazy things that it's not used to doing. And that's why we practice. We practice to learn and for things to become more natural in our body. So if you think about that you can't do something perfectly on the first try, that you're not going to bother, I think that's just a huge loss in getting to experience different things in your life. I think back to when I started spinning poi. I remember I was trying to, so it's really easy to get the poi to do the same things in both hands. And what my brain was having a hard time wrapping around was being able to break off the pattern. So I just wanted to split it and have one behind me and one in front of me. And I remember it took me 2 months of trying that move before my brain switched and all of a sudden I could do it. And once I could do it, I could never not do it, if that makes sense. So if I had given up on that first day when I was trying to learn how to do the splits, I never would have gotten anywhere with poi spinning. And I just think about this in every area of our lives. So many of us want to be experts on the first day, and that's just not how it works. You have to learn the skill, practice it, train until you perfect. So don't let imperfection be a fault. It's just a step in the learning process. And I know for me, I have perfectionist qualities, and I get frustrated when things aren't perfect. And like everything else, I'm learning to recognize that feeling when I have it, realize that's just me being, what would I say? It's just me being overly critical of myself. And so I recognize it, I realize that I'm being overly critical, and then I change the story. I change it to I'm learning. So this can, like so many things in life, it can apply to multiple areas. So I just want to invite you not to be focused on perfection, to focus on the practice. So that's what I have to say about that. And let's get to our last day here. 4 minutes again. So we did 4 minutes yesterday, and holy moly, it was challenging. So I invite you, I'm just going to fix up my mat here. I invite you to, if you didn't make it all the way through the challenge and it's still something you're interested in, go ahead and recommit. Every day is followed by 28 subsequent days. It doesn't have to be the month of February. It doesn't have to start on the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. The day one starts the day you decide. And whether that's today, tomorrow, next week, it's up to you. You just have to stop making excuses for what's holding you back and commit to take action. Okay, and again, much like all of these talks, this is as much of a pep talk for me as it is for you. So let's get down here on the floor and do our planks. So just remembering proper form. Your head's in line with your spine. You're pushing through your arms, your forearms. You're lifting through your shoulders. Ribs in, navel to spine, which just kind of means that your core is engaged. I think it's if you think about drawing your navel to your spine, it's not about like sucking everything up and in, it's about pulling back, and it's just another way to think about engaging your core. So however you think about it, do that. Tuck your tailbone, engage your quads, push your heel back, and remember to breathe. If you're not breathing, you're not doing it right. All right, 4 minutes. Let's get started. I remember yesterday, it kind of felt like we were moving in slow motion with the time. So let's see what we can get today. Just kind of use this time to meditate because it is way too hard to talk in this pose. Trying to get my toes under me. Engage the quads, heels back, navel to spine. Ribs in, shoulders lifting, pressing down, head in line with the spine. Yesterday I was definitely dropping my head a lot. Like kind of doing this. See that? You don't want that. 3 minutes, almost. 3, 2, 1, 3 minutes. Okay, I'm feeling it hit my lower back. So I'm just going to put my knees down, but I'm going to continue to engage through the core. Really hug those ribs in. It's funny, I actually feel like as I've been working on tucking in the ribs, my right side of my ribs have definitely different muscular structure or strength or balance or whatever you want to call it than my left side, which makes sense. I'm right-handed. I lead with the right a lot. All right. We're almost halfway there. There it goes to the neck. 2 minutes. Really lift through the shoulders. What you don't want to be collapsed like this. That's not really building up the proper muscles. So lifting is what's engaging those muscles that help hug your shoulder blades onto your back. I talked the other day about how my ribs have a tendency to splay out, and this has really helped pull them back into the proper position. 90 seconds. Whew. Oi. Definitely feeling it. As part of my little shrink session workout this morning,
they did a 30-second plank, or we did a 30-second plank, and it was like, oh, this is nothing. But yeah, 4 minutes is a whole nother story. So we got 1 minute left, coming in to the final seconds of this 28-day plank challenge. Oi. "30 seconds. We got this. I'm so not giving up right now, even though my triceps are screaming." "15 seconds. Uh, 5 seconds. Oh. Whoa. Okay. So there we have it. That is our 28-day plank challenge. So I invite you, if you didn't get a chance to get through the challenge, all these videos are available in the videos section of the Facebook group, and they're not going anywhere. They should all be numbered. I did some, on the first 2 rest days, I did some joint rolling. I just needed to take a break. On the second 2 rest days, so there's no videos there. Like, my heart is actually beating really fast. I'm really surprised at how much I sweat with these. So I just wanted to say, thanks for joining me on this challenge. Thanks for helping me commit to completing this challenge. I find that when I have structure like this, it's really helpful for me, especially since I'd like to do these exercises in the morning. I had done the Yoga with Adriene 31 days of yoga in January, so I knew exactly what I was going to do each morning, and I didn't have to think about it. And when that ended, I totally fell off the wagon. But luckily, she put out her own calendar of yoga practices that you can do in February. So this is my starting point, and I picked the ones that I actually will fit into the time I have. So, I totally understand that what works for one person isn't what works for everyone. So it's really important that you find out what motivates you, keeps you accountable, and keeps you committed to whatever the goal you have is. Around this stuff, I need structure or I get lazy. You might not want structure because you feel too forced into doing what someone else wants you to do. So don't let me tell you what to do. You figure out what works for you. That might be trial and error though. Maybe you don't know what works for you yet. So trying structure, see how it works. Trying a little bit more free form, see how that works. It's all about what works for you. We are all unique individuals. I like to call it N = 1 experiment, meaning I'm my sample size, so I'm always testing on me. With that, I'm always reminding you to get my 7-day Reclaim Your Energy Challenge. There's a link in the banner at the top of the page. I also put a link with this video. What that is it's basically my philosophy of that, if you want to feel different, if you're not happy with where you are right now, you need to do something every day, just one thing every day. There's a group of people that do a 30-day smoothie challenge, so you're having a green smoothie every day. There's Adriene with Yoga with Adriene with her challenge where you're doing yoga every day. For me, it started with eating breakfast. Eating breakfast probably was the first thing that I did every day. Once I share my story, a longer story another time, but basically I was falling asleep every day at work, and I wasn't getting in trouble for it, but it was becoming a problem for me, just me personally. And I worked with a nutritionist, and she helped me get a breakfast going. So by fueling my body in the morning,
it stabilized my blood sugar so I wouldn't get that afternoon crash. And that was kind of the first big step that showed me that I have ultimate control over, of what I put into my body, which has a dramatic effect in how I feel. Even now, I mostly cook for myself. And when I eat, even going out to restaurants, the food doesn't taste as nearly as good as what I cook, and the ingredients they're using are kind of crappy. Totally forgot my point, but but yeah, I totally lost my train of thought. I guess that's what happens when you get up in the morning and start trying to talk coherently. So regardless, you have to decide what is one thing that you want to do that's going to be a needle mover for you. It depends on what your goal is, it depends on what your ability is, and where you are in your life. We're all super busy, so I want to help people realize that these can be done even with an overscheduled day. It's just you have to decide. You have to decide that you're willing to make these changes. So I'll put the challenge below. And again, thank you. Thank you for helping me commit, because I need help in certain areas too. I kind of got the food sort of dialed in, but I have other areas that I struggle with, and commitment and follow through is one. So thank you again. I hope you enjoyed the challenge. Comment below when you've completed your plank for the day. Tell me if you liked the challenge, if you didn't like the challenge, and what you'd like to see next. And get the 7-Day Reclaim Your Energy Challenge if you'd like to see how incorporating small daily habits into your day can improve your energy levels and improve your mood. So it works for me, and what I'm suggesting is simple and doable. So with that, oh, it looks so cool. I don't know if you can see the sun coming in the window on the camera there. So anyway, have a great Tuesday. I'm running late and still hope to get to meditate before I go to work. All right, take care, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.